Hello everybody and welcome back to another Pokemon Sword and Shield video. Now today I want to explain the team that I've been using to ladder on the Wi-Fi battles, the single rank battles. And I thought I'd just explain it because a lot of people have been asking questions about why I've been using certain things and why like something didn't make sense so yeah, because I've done showdown battles also with the team, and I just had so many questions being asked on the chat and stuff. So, well, I'll basically answer those in the team builders explanation, as well as provide some strategizing that I do with this team because it really is fun. So, the goal with this entire team basically is to prevent sweeping, because as you know, 3v3 battles rely on Dynamax mainly in Sword and Shield, because like one Dynamax can basically supposedly sweep an entire team, and a lot of people try to do that, especially in Wi-Fi battles in game. So the goal is to stop it as best as you can, basically, and counter a lot, be able to rely and deal with them. So that's basically the mindset that I had while making this team. Now let's get into it. So the first mod that I have is Vanilluxe. Now Vanilluxe, not only does it provide weather control to the team, it also has a reliable way of getting both screens up at one time with the Aurora Veil. Although Aurora Veil cannot get up in the sand and other weather conditions, it can only get up in the hail. So if the opponent has a sand setter or a sun setter, you really have to debate on bringing it in the battle or not, because it can really screw up Aurora Veil, because it won't work because of the weather. And if the hail is up, then Blizzard's gonna hit a lot all the time, because it has 100% accuracy in hail, and has a 10% chance to freeze. It's 110 power with 100 accuracy, which is ridiculous. That's hard hitting. Combined with Vanilluxe's 110 special attack, and it's fully invested. It's gonna be hard hitting with freeze right too, because it's good because it hits water types super effectively, which is very good. Because let's say your opponent has a Seismitoad, right? And people have used the offensive variant where it swift's them. So let's say the rain is up and you have a Dynamax Seismitoad in your face, right? You can throw out Vanilluxe and get the hail up for weather control, right? And then you're gonna be faster, right? Because it's naturally faster than Seismitoad, and then Freezer's just gonna kill it automatically. So that's great, and it's just good. Also taunt. Taunt is really good because stall or setup too, because people like to set up to sweep. Like I said, trying to prevent sweeping as much as possible. If you don't have taunt, then it's gonna be much harder for you to deal with setup, and so just try and do that with any team that you have. Just run taunt, at least in 3v3. Taunt is just good in general because it prevents status moves, and status moves are a big part of this game. So yeah, max special attack, max speed on the Vanilluxe to get as much damage as possible and be as fast as possible. Now Jellison is my next Pokemon. Now Jellison is a really good tank because it's a reliable switch into powerful threats such as Lucario, Dracovish, Excadrill, Cinderace, Rhyperior, all that jazz, and it can really shut them down with Will-O-Wisp and allow other Pokemon to come in against them. So now Jellison is it's very unique tank because it has access to Water Absorb and Will-O-Wisp. Water Absorb making it immune to water moves, so it deals with rain teams pretty well. Combined with Vanilluxe, they just shut down rain teams. And Will-O-Wisp and Hex can really break other stall Pokemon, such as Corsola, Galarian Corsola and stuff. And Recover is better because I think, well, in my opinion, Recover is better. I have tried Strength Sap, but while it is good against like physical threats, it doesn't. Recover helps me in more scenarios and it's more reliable. So that's my standing on that. Now, right now we have Will-O-Wisp to cripple physical attackers, and we have Vanilluxe Aurora for tanking us on the team, which is good. Which is the first step in aiding with that, with preventing sweeping. So next up we have Galarian Weezing. Now this is a very cool Pokemon to use because it has neutralizing gas as an ability. So basically what this does is prevents the effects of all other abilities that are on the field. So basically your opponent's Pokemon's ability that's currently on the field, as long as Weezing is in, right? Like that's really good because a lot of Pokemon rely on their abilities to be good. So really shutting those abilities down really gives you an edge on the field, and like you're gonna be hitting them hard with choice specs. Like even though you're like, oh, Weezing's sucks, it's only 85, and its speed is bad too at 60. Well, you're right, but its ability just makes it good. Like there's nothing else to say about that. Like you can have, like, people use Grimmsnarl, right? It's a standard, people use it for standard screen sets because that's what they like to do. They like to get fast screens up with Prankster, right? Well, Weezing's gonna nullify Prankster, right? It's gonna be faster. It's gonna knock that thing out without letting it get screens up. And that's really good. It also prevents like weather setters as a lead. So if you lead Weezing and they lead like Pelipper, that's gone. And you can also Thunderbolt out to kill it. So no rain up and Pelipper's dead, so that's really good. It also kills lead Tyranitar's that like to Dragon Dance. I've caught against that so many times, and you just straight see me one hit that thing because it, like I said, it's not able to get stand up because of neutralizing gas. So that's great. So yeah, we have modest max special attack and max speed. So yeah, that's really fun to use. Next one is Bronzong. Now, Bronzong is a very niche Pokemon. Like, it's very cool. It's almost like necessary for the meta because as the time goes on, people have been using a lot more threats that have fire coverage, such as Togekiss and like other, like, I can't really think of another one, like Dracozole, I guess. So really having the heat proof weakness pulse combo is really nice, because the strategy with Bronzong is that, let's say I like to pair it up with Vanilluxe, right? Because Vanilluxe hits Aurora a lot, and then Bronzong comes in and takes a hit. It doesn't really have to have Aurora up. Like, the fire move is just gonna do nothing because it forces non-stat super effective coverage out, right? But Heat Proof's gonna make that just normal damage, not super effective damage. And then you got weakness policy to double your attack, and then you can like Dynamax, Max Steel Spike or Max Quake to bulk yourself up, and then you're just kind of untouchable, like unkillable at that point. It's helped so many times, like I can't even imagine like how many times it's helped. Now I like to give a quick like shout out to this website because it's really helpful for figuring out what's being used, well, like at certain times, like the meta report, which is basically what this is. So things such as season 3 time limit increase, build variety continues to grow, Woodhammer Mimikyus are running Woodhammer, Gyarados is getting up. This is some good stuff to know because that's how I make adjustments to this team as the meta develops more. And yeah, so Gyro Ball is a Headbutt, Rock Slide, and Earthquake on this set. Rock Slide is really nice because it like deals with Charizard. I don't even have to Dynamax this and it lives a max flare. Like, that's how cool Heat Proof is. And then it just revenges it with Rock Slide. So that's great. Like, it's an easy way to deal with Dynamax Charizard and Dynamax Togekiss. And you don't even have to Dynamax it, to be honest, to deal with those threats, because they're so common. Like, it's Bronzong is I bring it in like 40% of my battles in 3v3. I would say, because of how much stuff is counterable with it. So yeah, it's just a pretty reliable way to counter them. Actually, it's really good. Yeah. So the next component of my team is Haxorus. Now, Haxorus is a really reliable revenge killer with that 147 base base attack stat and Mold Breaker. So Mold Breaker meaning it ignores the effects of other mon's abilities. Again, trying to prevent sweeping here, or trying to basically with especially Mimikyu. Mimikyu is the one thing that I need to make sure I can counter, because like I said, this website is very helpful, because if you can't counter these four, then you are going to have a hard time in ranked battles. That's just you're not going to be able to get anywhere. And like I said, with this team, I was able to get top 10, number 10 in the world with this team. That's just unreal to think about. This team making it that far, I'm really happy with that. I want to push more, to top 1. I really want to. That's just crazy. But anyways, Outrage, Earthquake, Close Combat, Iron Tail. You want to have as much coverage as possible on a Focus Sash set, right? On a Haxorus, because you want to deal with different types of threats, such as an Ice type threat, or Earthquake for a Fire type threat, Outrage for a Dragon type threat, Iron Tail for Mimikyu threat. There's so many threats to counter, so many moves to survive, and you kill it with a very strong move in return. And all these moves are 100 base power or higher. They're very strong. So yeah. Max attack, max speed, Jolly Nature to outspeed Mimikyu's, because Mimikyu has a base 96 speed, just lower, and you can kill that with Iron Tail. So it's great to have that. Even though it is 75% accuracy, you can still Dynamax and Max Heal Spike to prevent the accuracy loss, but Iron Tail is still going to be a guaranteed kill on that Mimikyu. So now the last thing I needed to round off the team was a Choice Scarfer, because threats, there's a lot of things that try to max Airstream, raise your speed, or just fast in general. A thing that's been gaining in popularity is Durant, which is a very threatening Pokemon. Durant is just ridiculous, because it gets hustled, and when it Dynamaxes, it let me just say how hustle works. Its attack increases by 50%, which is ridiculous, but physical moves have 20% lower accuracy. So when you Dynamax that thing, it's gonna not miss anything, and it's just gonna have a free attack boost. So that's really threatening, combined with the max moves. So a good way to deal with that is with the Scarfer, or just something faster. And Rotom Overheat does the job well. Thunderbolt, even a Thunderbolt does 60 to 70% to a Dynamax Durant, because its special defense is really bad. So if you don't want to miss an Overheat and you can kill it with Thunderbolt, just go for the Thunderbolt. But Overheat is your best choice most of the time if it's full, because Durant can one-shot my Jellison, even though it's defensively oriented, and it can basically one-shot this, and that. So it's a really big threat. So you need to have something to deal with it. Every time I see a Durant, bring this 100%. Because usually most people don't expect Scarf on this. No one has switched out a Durant predicting me to be Scarf. No one has done that. So that's a pretty nice tech to catch people off guard. Very, very good to have. Now I want to show some video evidence for this team because it is just a work of art. Like, I love it. Oops. Now this is a video of my Weezing deal with a what else I gotta play? There we go. But yeah, this is a video of my Weezing dealing with a Grimmsnarl. Like I said, neutralizing gas is going to nullify that prankster, so you can just, they can do whatever they want to do. They probably want to get screens up, but that's not going to happen because, like I said, Weezing is going to be faster. It's going to hit with the choice specs move, and it's going to knock that thing out. Like, that's really fun. Really, like, uncommon ways to deal with that, and it's really fun. And this is, like I said, Rotom Scarf dealing with Durant with Overheat, one-shotting it in the process, and that won me the game actually. Bronzong. So, like, by this time I Dynamax and like Max Steel Spec, I think once, and I just wanted to kill this thing because I wanted to win the game. I still had something else in the bag, I don't remember, but I ended up living an Earthquake. It did like 60% to me, and yeah, I was able to revenge kill it. It didn't kill me, so, well, I want to follow up on that. So this was the scene before this. So this was when my Bronzong Dynamax, right, was Dynamaxed, and it battled this Darmanitan. Well, this Darmanitan, let's just look at it, right? It went for Max Flare, and it did literally nothing to me, because Dynamax Darmanitan loses its Guerrilla Tactics ability, therefore allowing it to do less damage. So, as you can see, it activated my weakness policy with Max Flare. Like I said, soak up the fire move, bulk yourself up. That's the strategy with this. And Max Steel Spike does such that. So I bulk up my defense, allowing it to live a hit from the Rhyperior, such winning me the game. This is just some unlucky stuff, don't worry about that. It's Pokemon. And this is just a screenshot of the team of the game. Now this was, I think, like the last iteration. Like, this was the last. There was a few changes of the moveset. Like, I used to run Dragon Dance on Haxorus, but I took it off. I used to run Strength Sap on this, I took it off. And then other stuff. I think I used to run Shadow Ball and Weezing, but I got rid of it for Thunderbolt and other stuff like that. So yeah, it's just really been a nice journey for the team. It all started with the like, I used to use Weavile on the team. I used to use like Colossal Weakness Policy, but it didn't work as well as Bronzong did, and that's why I was able to get up there. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed that video, and yeah, I hope to build more teams in the future. I do actually have another team that I just made, and I'm testing it right now in battles right now. So, but I'm still making changes. I'm not quite ready to reveal it yet, but I will at some point. And I do on my Discord. Hold on, let me get to the thing. So here's a well, I did post it in the Visual Light Discord. So yeah, I can open this image in another tab. Yeah, so here you go. So I do have a rental code right here of the team. Let me just zoom in so you can see it. There's the team of the game. Here is your rental code. So if you want to use that team, go right ahead. But if you're just scrolling to the end of this video right now, please like listen to the explanation, because you cannot just blindly use this team. It took me 3 months to perfect this team. I've made hundreds of changes. You will not be, I mean, you just need to like listen to the stuff. that I need to say, because there's so many different situations that you need to bring certain Pokemon in. It takes me like so much time to think about what to bring in each battle. I end up timing out so many times because I'm thinking like a long time to debating on what to bring. But yeah, don't do that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.